The following show contains views and opinions that may not be suitable for all audiences. Audience discretion is advised.
This week on the show, we have a group of protesters in Florida who are very much shooting themselves in the foot if they're not already astroturfed. We have a near gunfight in a Publix, and we have some news on that Billy Mitchell asshole. All this and more on this week's Thespian Talk. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Thespian Talk. I am your host, Gomer the Ranting Thespian, and we got a thing this week we could talk about that's gonna bring so much joy to so many people, and then we're gonna bring it right back down with the news. God damn it, because we live in the COVID times. And as you heard, Michelle is here with us.
Hi.
And so is Rosen Thorne.
Track those nip prices, y'all.
Yes. We have been playing the hell out of Animal Crossing, and they have an app which you can set up to help keep track of what things you need to do daily, like talking to your residents, tracking your turnip prices, etc. And I got mine, and while the app itself is free, I went ahead and just got rid of the ads because, you know, they're doing a good thing, they deserve it, and also a lot of those ads are very, very stupid. So I said, all right, you know what, why not? $4. The removal of the ads is like $3, not $3, but like $1 or whatever. But
yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah, I pitched in a little extra, not a problem. And so all of that, but it's a good app. And the week I decide to start tracking my turnip prices, Nook's Cranny is upgrading. It's doing that. The day this goes up is the day it's upgrading, by the way. And it's the same for Becky. It's like, no. Oh, no. Oh, but yeah. So back to weekly. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I think you know, we all kind of got our pants all pulled up and ready to run and all of that good shit. So Michelle, how has your week been? Or last few weeks, cuz you know, with the whole rotating thing, it's been a little bit.
Okay, so my place let people go, and I am one of the people they had to let go.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did mention it in the thorn bush, but I guess you missed the post. So yeah, that happened. Our washing machine has died.
Oh shit.
His parents were going to do it, and then they changed their minds whilst I've still got a load over there, so I'm going to pick that up tomorrow. Hopefully they at least washed that one.
Yeah.
Because it broke before the spin cycle.
Oof.
So what? Yeah. So that was a whole argument that I had this morning when, like, literally I said to them, hey, here it is. Here's what's occurring. Like, some of them are going to be wet. There's a few items that are going to be like dry, but everything's always washed. But it should be a load. One load. You know, I'll pick it up tomorrow. I'll give you a shout when I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
And alright, fine. And then about an hour or so later, he gets a call from his mother. Oh, it's too much effort. Can't do it. Remembering that I had to go 20 minutes out of my way uphill to take it all to them, and I'm the one collecting it again the next day. They don't have to do anything but laundry. They don't even have to put it online if they don't want to.
Goy.
My family would help, but they're in another town. His brothers are even further away. So I actually saw it long shot. It text one of my workmates and said, "Hey, got a weird request for you." He said, "Go ahead." I said, "Can you do some laundry?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay." And he's literally in the building next to me. There's like an old police station, and then out in his building. Like, we're literally a building apart. So he's like, "Yeah, I can do that." So I went out and chatted with him and said, "Okay, this is the day we can do it." Cool, not a problem. And in other slightly better news, I did a long shot job application to what looks like a biomed company. They do like they're talking about T research for like cancer and such. So really interesting, clever stuff that I have no experience in. So quick rundown: I have lots of retail experience, lots of catering experience, fair amount of retail experience, lots of customer service within those two. I've done a few different industrial type jobs, and recently I've done a STEM job in a place that makes circuit boards, but none of that's in medicine. My science career technically finished when I was 16.
Ooh.
Because but so I guess it's like sweeping floors and polishing test tubes. However, that ain't, like, I'll put my CV out there, because it's a job that I can apply for, which they're almost non-existent at the moment because of everything happening.
Yeah.
And they're going to give me a phone interview on Thursday.
Huh.
So
I mean,
we'll see what happens.
Here's hoping you get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it's like real low level, not quite janitor, but not quite, handling specimens in between.
Yeah.
That'll be...
Yeah. So how about you, Rosen? How have you been this past week?
Been the usual. Not really much to report. Yeah.
Yeah. So a fun fact. In over in Rosen server, we do like a D&D night, and I don't remember if I've mentioned it on this show before, but I'm doing it now anyway, because every show could be somebody's first. So.
Yep.
And I play a half-elf bard named Will Edwards, and if you think about it a little bit, I'm taking two more of the more well-known bards and just combine their names into one.
Blake Edwards, no?
Well, nope. William Shakespeare and Edward from Final Fantasy IV.
Okay.
But one of the things,
Blake.
yeah, but no, one of the things I've quickly become known for doing is ranting at enemies because it causes psychic damage. And
if you want, I have a list of the highlights so far.
Yeah. Well, I know. Like, I've ranted at least 2 enemies to death.
No, I mean of the entire group for the first 3 sessions. I didn't write it last times, but I have, because I was telling our friend Bunny, who isn't in the D&D group, but she wanted to know.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So, as of the end of April, these are the highlights of what have happened with each of the characters. Eli's character, who's cartoon hero, he decapitated a bugbear with a shillelagh. Becky's character adopted chickens, wild wolves, and a fucking owl bear.
Yep.
Gomer's character insulted a goblin so bad they ran off a cliff.
Yes, that so fucking broke me.
Casey's character fucked 3 women off screen.
No!
Off screen.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened. You missed the one best part of what I had. We had 2 out of 3 keys, and I was able to unlock it with a nat 20 that was so powerful that it crushed a goblin.
Again, this was before that. I wrote this before that.
No, that door crushing thing happened when when Gomer assaulted a goblin.
Oh, was it the same? Okay.
Yes, you got
My bad. I forgot about that.
Oh, and everybody say hi to Miss Nightmare.
Yeah. Media Hunter's character finding the legendary sacred golden tome of fart jokes.
Ah, yes.
And Writer's Block's character being literally unhurtable.
Yeah, for the most part. I think he actually...
Because he has a starting armor class of 27.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he finally got hurt in this last time, but it's like, Jeebus,
He's
man.
basically Goku. I would say Superman, but he's a monk, so Goku feels better.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, good times. We really should stream it somewhere.
I've been wanting to, but I wanted to do it after the initial campaign.
That'll work, and we'll keep you guys informed. So yeah. Speaking of games, oh god, gaming news, and all of that good stuff.
Oh, I have a game report actually.
Does it involve Billy Mitchell?
No, mine's super short.
Okay, go for it.
I started playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's incredibly good.
Yeah, I have heard really good things about it.
Like, the combat is like Kingdom... everything alright?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The combat is like Kingdom Hearts if your other party members were both not terrible and also playable.
There you go.
Like, I've only done the first 2 chapters, but playing as Cloud is awesome and playing as Barret is super fun.
Ooh.
Because Barret basically makes it a third-person shooter.
Nice. Very nice.
The most I know about this game is Aaron posting Tifa is love and Aaron's is cool and also kind of gay. And I actually asked him, so how gay is the gay in this game? He's like,
everyone is horny for everyone.
Oh, sounds about right.
Yeah. On that, dear listener, I recently accepted that I'm bisexual. So there you go.
There you go. Yay! And you know what that makes me? The straight man of the show.
Yep.
Because
For some reason,
got tired of that joke.
For some reason, with at least 2 out of 3 podcasts that I'm on, there's always a token straight guy.
Yeah. But yeah, so I brought him up in passing before we talked a little bit about Final Fantasy VII Remake, which, if Square Enix was smart, they would multi-platform the fucker.
They are.
Okay, is it coming to Switch?
It's coming to Steam at the very least next year.
Next year.
It is a year-long timed exclusive.
Oh.
I think it's a deal they have with Sony.
Oh, okay. Damn it, Sony.
But it's coming to PC and I think Xbox. I don't know if the Switch can handle it, to be honest.
Oh,
the Switch is powerful. I love the Switch, but that game is fucking beautiful.
Oh, they probably could.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's also, if you download it, it's also 85 gigabytes.
Oof.
So that's a commitment right there.
Yeah.
But the physical version is still very good.
There you go.
I got that and it downloaded in like an hour, but for Aaron it took like 24 hours and
yeah.
plus.
So, just broad question, Rosen.
Yep.
Is this a game that you'd recommend for someone who A, hasn't really played many Final Fantasy games, and B, hasn't really, latched on to JRPG in any form?
Did you ever play Kingdom Hearts?
No, I played the first few levels on the PlayStation, the first game. I never really got past the island.
That's enough. Did you like that kind of combat of like action RPG? Hey, you can swing a sword, but you can also like do magic and stuff. But it's active instead of.
I mean, I like where you just got one person you got to worry about and just barrel on through. Like the whole having a whole team and balancing it thing never quite. Like if I'm tabletopping like with a group of you, that's a different dynamic. But if I'm on my own, I'm just like, I just want to hammer through.
Yeah, I think it's definitely what I would do is if you have a PS4, download the demo because the demo is the first chapter of the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, if you like that, then get the game because it gives you a good example of the combat because you get to play as Cloud and Barrett, do the first boss fight, which is amazing. And like, if you're worried about length of the game, because the part 1 of the remake only covers the first 6 hours.
Right.
And for those who don't know, part 1 of the remake is what came out recently.
Right.
The first 6 hours of the original stretched out into 40 hours. And it's awesome. Like, everyone has way more character development. You find out way more about everything. Damn. There's a ton of... I think there's at least 26 side quests.
God damn.
And mini games. No, there's way more side quests. There's 26 mini games. That's what it is.
I don't have a PS4, unfortunately, but if Steam do a demo, I might check it
out.
Yeah.
If your computer can handle it, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's very graphically intensive.
Yeah. So, okay. I brought him up in passing. Billy Mitchell. He's making the rounds in the gaming news circles again.
Mitchell!
Yeah, that guy. That asshole. So, this guy, Apollo Legend, he is a YouTuber. He covers, like, speedrunning history. He's one of those kind of guys.
Yeah.
Well, he's being sued by Billy Mitchell, and I wrote a bunch of this down. Billy Mitchell, known gaming fraud and whiny piss baby, is suing several people and entities, including Twin Galaxies, which, for those who don't know, is like a leaderboard site for like high scores, speed runs, etc. And YouTuber Apollo Legend, who I just mentioned, he's suing them along with a couple of other people for defamation, slander, etc. After Billy was caught cheating in at least one of his high score runs of classic arcade games, I think the example Apollo used in his video about it was Donkey Kong. And the fact that Mitchell is a cheater and he did cheat to get his high scores, at least some of them, if not all of them, is known. This is not news to most people.
It's a wee bin news situation.
Yeah. And there's even evidence out there that's been compiled thanks to Apollo Legend. In fact, the video where he talks about Billy Mitchell suing him, he does have a link in the description of that video where all of this evidence has been compiled and that he can share, legally.
This is not the first time Billy Mitchell's done this.
No, it's not. Because he has also demanded that Twin Galaxies and the Guinness Book of World Records restore his ill-gotten score.
Well, not even that.
I mean, and he's also what is it? Defamation? Yeah, he's suing people for defamation when he's defamed people, including Apollo Legend, including a friend of mine, Kat Despira, including all these other countless names that Apollo read off in one of his videos, and it's like, now he's going to turn around and say, well, you defamed me. Well, you defamed all these other people, motherfucker. And
there's a big one you're missing.
What is the big one I'm missing?
Cartoon Network.
Oh, yeah, he lost that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Because they made fun of him, didn't they?
Yeah, on the regular show, they courts determined that here's a quote from the Ars Technica article headline.
Mm-hmm.
Court: King of Kong's Billy Mitchell is not an exploding floating cartoon head.
No, he is an actual person. Sadly,
he looks like if you put fucking Peter Dinklage on a stretching rack.
Yeah, he kind of does. like again, just it's like apologies to Peter Dinklage. He kind of does.
It's probably picking up on the mic.
Yeah,
bless you. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, it's a real show now.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, is that sneezing or a squeaky chair? Oh, bless her.
Yes. So
she's gonna be mad when she hears that. Quote from Phoenix: "Is that sneezing or a squeaky chair?" She's like, eh.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Apollo Legend, when he put out that video, he also put up a GoFundMe to raise legal fees. I think he asked for like 10,000 or whatever initially.
Yeah, reasonable.
That thing got funded within 6 hours.
Nice.
And not only funded, but as of the video he put up the day we're recording this, it's at least doubled. So not only is he paying the legal fees, he's going to pay any other fees, hold aside some for taxes, because one of the perks for donating was a documentary that he's allowed to put out there. And the rest, he's giving random people $50 until it's gone.
Nice.
So, yeah, good on him. So, yeah, now that he has enough money, he's going to sue Mitchell right the hell back after the courts predictably laughed Billy Mitchell's case right the hell out of court because being exposed as a fraud isn't defamation. Do you understand? Do you understand? And yes, take a shot. That is a JoJo reference.
Oh, there it is.
Do you understand, do?
Yes. Well, close enough. And that's not counting the many others he himself defamed over the years, who I just talked about.
You can be mean I can be mean about you, but you can't be mean about me, so meh.
Yeah, so all of the stuff that's happening to Billy Mitchell, after being the scumbag egomaniac that he has been, I've just got one thing to say. And if Billy Mitchell happens upon this and he gets upset, I'm going to say just this one thing. That's called karma, bitch! Go fuck off, Billy Mitchell. like you could try. It's like, dude, we've got law on our side on this one, you know, and I think the fucker lives in Florida. Get out of my state. Just get no. You take your cheating ass and get the fuck out of my state. You want to cheat on your own time in your own games that you play by yourself? That's fine. But you cheat to try and get a high score or do a speed run or something? No, fuck off.
So I forgot to mention before we started, if things get too depressing, I have a palate cleanser at the ready.
Okay.
Cool.
So
just let me know and I'll bring Casey over.
Okay. So
she has good news, but yeah.
We have a palate cleanser if we need it. Well, we might pull it in later anyway. So
yeah.
So I did this thing on Twitter last night. It was very, very short notice. There's this meme going around, like one like for one opinion or what have you.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it would be kind of neat if we did a few of them, at least here. We might do more if we do if we actually remember to do the damn curtain call, which I forgot to reschedule for last week. Oops. That's on me. Or we can always do a few here, and then we could do more in the following weeks. We'll figure that out as we go along.
May I suggest the back of the list, because everyone might get like the first 10, but nobody's getting the end of the list.
Okay,
that's a good point. Like let's skip the first 10. I agree.
Okay. We'll start from the back, and we'll do the first. We'll
start at the tip and work our way to the top.
All right. Let's see. So they're divisible by 16, which means they're divisible by 8. We'll do 8.
Okay.
So depending on how in depth we want to go in. So we're starting at the very end, number 64, capitalism, and my opinion on it is, if it wasn't for all of the greed and for all of the fucking, I guess greed is the root of all of it, then it might work if we could rein in greed and make things better for the people at the bottom.
Funnily enough, I'm reminded of my favorite Cards Against Humanity card.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome in theory, kind of a mess in practice.
Yeah. Like trading for goods and services, whether it be money, whether it be giving head, it doesn't matter. That's fine. That in and of itself.
Those are your first two.
I know, right? Again, 90% himbo right here. Anyway.
20 blowjobs can buy many peanuts.
That's right. But, things like that I don't have a problem with. But when you get the people that have all of the money saying, no, we want all of the money, then you have a problem, especially when they're gleefully throwing people to the death just so their stocks bump up another 2 points. And I say this, and again, full disclosure, I do have stock investments. It's not much compared to the big wigs, but I do have some, and I want to disclose that so that way nobody can come back later and say, oh, yeah, stocks, you're saying all this. Yes, I am. I still believe that, but I am also pragmatic.
So in summation, capitalism in theory, stonks. Capitalism in practice, not stonks.
Pretty much. What about you, Michelle?
Yeah, because you can't. After a while, after a certain point, after a certain size of society, bartering doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So you need a system. You need something that everyone can agree on, that everyone understands, that everyone knows this is this and this means that and this is worth this much. And then that is how modern societies have grown. There's lots of ways that society grows, but having a system that everyone understands the value of everything. Obviously, things change, values change, like inflation, everything. So the seed of it, why it exists, yeah, of course, you have to have it there. You have to have something for something. You can't, it's nice if people want to do a favour for people, but at the end of the day, you can't live on that always.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a socialist. It still benefits, like, there's still an economy. It's just not killing people.
Yeah. But when it gets big and ugly and, like, people have got, not just regular millionaires, but billionaires, that someone did a breakdown of, like, I don't know, maybe it was you going, but, like, I remember someone going through all the numbers, like, you could buy this, and this, still have all this left over, so the next day you can buy this, and this. Oh, by the way, you've still got several billion in the bank, so now you can buy this, and this. It's just ridiculous. The shopping list was like crazy.
I don't think I've made that particular... I've probably made comparisons similar to that, but not that particular one. They're still right, though, by the way.
There was a great itch.io game called You Are Jeff Bezos.
Oh, no.
Where you're, like, magically... it's a text adventure game where you're magically transported into Jeff Bezos' body, and your goal is to just spend as much of his money as quickly as possible.
Wow. Like Brewster's Millions.
Yeah?
That's an old reference. So yeah, when it gets to that kind of level, when it gets to the fact that people aren't taking care of each other, like I've made the joke before, then like maybe this is like regional bias, but there's nothing wrong with people having and building up and having having a nest egg, having everyone being happy and safe. Without, when I was younger and more naive, I wanted to gather up all the money in the world and then distribute it back out again.
Mhm.
As I grew up, I realized that's kind of weird and impractical. And how would you do it? And how would you like have the poor people you give that money to not realize it was some kind of joke? It's like, no, this is yours. Like, growing up, you realize the impracticalities of that, but god damn it, it's still a good idea.
Yeah.
I guess that's my views on capitalism. Like, historically, I understand it, but once you get to really stupid numbers, it's like, why?
Yeah. And Rosen, I think you kind of summed it up a little earlier. Care to do that again?
Awesome in theory, kind of a mess in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so the next one on the list is 4chan. Oh boy, 4chan. In my experience, now I used to go there not for all of the memes or anything. I went there for porn. So, because I didn't know any other way to get free porn because I was broke. So,
Yeah.
And by the way, and I say this with that history in mind, when you can, pay for your porn.
Yeah.
There are plenty of porn performers and sex workers out there who put out free samples, and that's great. But if you want the really good stuff, you need to pay for it, because they gotta eat too.
Yeah.
But
They gotta eat everything that implies.
yes. But 4chan nowadays, they may still have the porn, I don't know. But they also are just a bunch of fucking trolls that either work way too well or are really stupid and don't work as well at all. It's kind of an either or, from what I'm gathering from them.
Like, I recognize what, like, the formative aspects of 4chan that were really important for both better and worse.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't have a lot of sites today if 4chan didn't exist, but we also wouldn't have a lot of the bad sites.
Yeah.
Like, it's the lesson to be learned from 4chan is moderation is extremely important.
Yes. Very, very much so, which is why, you need to moderate the billionaires' income in taxes. By moderation, we take most of it, and then give it to the people who need it the most.
Yep.
Time to get back to that.
That was a regulate if you don't get the whistling.
Yeah. So we kind of got Rosen's take on it already. Michelle, how about you?
I've never been on it, as far as I understand. It's where all the big trolls come from. But occasionally, and maybe this is an 8chan thing, occasionally does good stuff.
No, 8chan's the worst one.
Yeah, 8chan.
Oh, okay,
I think 8chan is the one that allows the kiddie porn.
Yeah.
In that case, 8chan.
It's the one. I get what you're going for, though. Like,
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of 2chan. I don't know. There's so many of these.
How many chans are there?
Too many.
I heard a thing like a good thing had happened, and I saw 8chan, and maybe my brain mushed them together. But,
like, THQ Nordic got in huge trouble for doing an AMA on 8chan.
Oh. You don't do AMAs on a Chan site? That's what Reddit is for.
And that's fucking Reddit we're talking about.
Yeah. Which, you know what? It's later up in the list, but I'll talk about it here. I have been on Reddit more lately. Mainly, I've curated my own lists or what have you. It's mostly Pokemon, little bit of the subreddits that expose stupid little man babies on dating sites. Thank you, Vi, for pointing those out to me. And the Jacksepticeye subreddit, because I've been watching more of his videos lately. Oh my god, my feed is so full of Jacksepticeye subreddit posts. Some of them are good. But
the thing about Reddit is we could just say it's 4chan but slightly less bad.
Yeah.
Because it has slightly more moderation.
Yeah, because there are mods that will actually do things. Like, what was it? One of those MRA type subreddits or whatever that got taken off because they were a little too misogynistic, to put it lightly. If I remember right.
Like, Reddit is all about personal or like group wide moderation. They let groups moderate themselves, which is more than 4chan. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So where's the misogyny line on an MRA group?
Well, no, see, the thing is, the group itself was more misogynistic than Reddit itself could handle.
I see.
And I'm probably phrasing it a little bit wrong. Probably has something to do with death threats. I don't know, but that sort of thing. So
okay, fair enough.
So we'll go from 4chan.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, in conclusion, I don't understand 4chan.
That's fair. We'll go from 4chan to communism. And honestly, I don't have enough knowledge to say whether or not communism would be good. I mean, I know more about socialism, which is basically everybody gets taken care of, and that's a good one. But communism, I may know the basics, but I can't seem to word them properly. So that one, I would just have to learn more. Simply.
Hey, Gomer. Before we totally leave the subject of 4chan, you want to see the one truly good post on there?
What is the one truly good post?
From what I can gather, it was from a board that was like, "Hey, if English is your second language, write a short story."
Cool.
Or something like that. But I'll put this in the green room.
Yeah.
And whoever would like to do a dramatic reading of this, it's only like a paragraph. I would appreciate it because it is fucking hilarious. And just read it phonetically because of the spelling errors.
Yeah. We can come back to that.
Yeah.
So yeah. What do y'all think about communism?
I don't know. The most I know about communism is that one fucking shitpost. It's like, it's from Lazy Town. I love an ice cream cone. Here you go. How much do I owe you? Nothing. It's for free. Free? Da, 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 da.
Incidentally, that's how our medicine should be in this worldwide. Honestly,
I mean, yes, like I don't see how not killing people is a problem to anyone who's not insane.
Well, those people.
Did that sentence make any sense?
That made sense.
Yeah.
That made sense.
Okay, like just grammatically. Okay.
Yeah, we get you, man.
Yeah. On the communism thing, I don't know enough about it. What I think I understand is it's again what you were saying before, like interesting idea, bad practice.
Mm-hmm.
But on the medicine thing, you do pay for prescription medication if you say you need antibiotics. However, if you have an ongoing thing like diabetes or something where you need an ongoing medication, that's the other one I was thinking of, then I'm pretty sure you get that for free or a nominal fee for the whole year.
Right.
So
that's not a thing here.
Yeah, not exactly 100% free medication because someone's, again, going back to the capitalism, someone's still making that, someone still needs to be paid for something. But yeah, it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
I've seen people have to pay $3,000 for a little tiny jar of insulin.
Yeah, if that's communism, then fuck it, I'm proud to be a communist.
There you go.
I don't think I am, but if that's what people think is communism or socialism or all the other ism words that people seem to think is scary, then learn. Open a book. We at least are willing to say we don't fully understand this. Who comment on it?
Yes.
You're commenting on it before you know what it is and still saying it's bad.
Yeah.
2 to 3 of us can verify Americans are the stupidest motherfuckers on the planet.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the other one can nod and go, "Yeah, we thought so."
Yeah. Next one up is aliens. They exist.
Like the movie?
I think just in general. I mean, just
I've only seen the first one, so
just by the fact that the universe is so large,
yeah,
and there are so many stars out there.
Oh yeah, they totally exist.
Yeah, it's there's no reason why they wouldn't exist.
I mean, the Pentagon released footage of them 3 days ago.
Holy shit!
Or a week ago.
Yeah.
Or footage of UFOs, but yeah.
Yeah, but
I've heard about that, but yeah.
Yeah. Although, then again, UFO is very broad because I could throw something at you and you wouldn't know what it is, and that would be an unidentified flying object.
Right.
Technically.
But my point is, though, to stay with this, I still have never gotten why the government would cover it up.
Probably for times like this. Hey!
I've seen the only argument I've really understood is Aaron's argument, which is right-wing religious fanaticism would have a fucking field day with this and would probably try and make a death cult.
Oh.
Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah. they would. Okay, I get that reason, but back in the fucking 40s, I don't think they were thinking about that.
Oh, some probably were. We just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, yes, Rosen. I'm sorry, both of you going. But yes, the universe is huge. There's plenty of things out there. There have to be other, not necessarily Class M planets, but planets that support life that is suitable for their environment.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, of course there is. Do I think we've been visited and all the conspiracy theories and Roswell and all that stuff? I don't.
Oh fuck
know.
No!
Yeah, no. It's like no. What I can't remember who it was, but it was something along the lines of you couldn't keep something like Roswell. I don't think. Yeah, Area 51 exists on the map. Whether or not it's some kind of research facility, probably. I mean, research has to happen somewhere.
Like
but
the closest we've gotten is the Phoenix Lights.
But
which that's admittedly an entire town all seeing something. You can't really fake that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. But like the idea that I think what the joke was is like, the idea that you couldn't have the aliens, Roswell aliens, like hidden in this bunker forever because someone's going, "Hey, honey, guess who I met at work today?"
Yeah. Oh. So
it's like the idea of flat Earth, being this conspiracy, like NASA's hiding it. It's like, 1, why? 2, how? 3, how? You know how many people would have to be involved?
Like, that's the thing that gets me about the Flat Earth people, because H-Bomber Guy did an excellent video on why Flat Earth is not true and why people believe it.
Which I finally watched and it was very enjoyable.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think the thesis statement of that at the end is very important.
Yes.
People know that something is wrong, they just don't know what, because our education system is fucked, and we need to, like, develop a way to tell these people this.
Yeah.
But my main question is, why is it such a big deal if the Earth will be flat? It's not, but like to these people, why do they care so much?
Exactly. It's like
because we're being lied to and brainwashed.
Yes, but not about this.
Yeah, exactly. I think I initially said I was going to do 8, but for the sake of time, we're going to cut it to 4 because we talk a little bit more about these than I thought. But that's okay. Yeah. We got plenty more episodes. I made sure I saved the things, so.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And if one of us comes across it on Twitter or whatever and we do it, you might get some previews. Who knows?
Yeah.
But with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break. And when we come back, we're going to have some news. So stick around. Hey folks, we'll get back to the show in a moment. But first, I want to tell you about Patreon. Patreon is what I use to get around all of the YouTube adpocalypse bullshit. And while I don't have a lot right now, every little bit does help. And if you like what you hear or what you see on any of my videos or podcasts, head on over there. For as little as $1 a month, you can get all of these things early before anybody else does, and you can get them completely ad-free. Yeah, I know YouTube right now is technically ad-free, but at some point, I'm probably going to get big enough to where ads will start coming in, and those can be annoying, so you want to avoid that, right? If you go ahead and go now over to patreon.com/gomer21xx, leave $1, $5, doesn't matter how much, you can get all of these. Again, you can get them early, and you get them without ads, even when I reach the point on YouTube to where ads can be put on these videos. So it's a win-win. And you can even avoid the ads that go up on the Anchor versions that go out to all of the other websites that are out there. No ads. It's great. So that's patreon.com/gomer21xx. Howdy, folks, and welcome to this little section of the show that I record after the main recording. But I do have a topic that I want to talk about, and that topic is Hand Simulator. Yeah, that's the thing that exists. I found out about it through watching Jacksepticeye do a round with Markiplier and I think Pokeanime or Pokemon or however you pronounce her name. They were playing it and they were just having a ball, and it's good to watch if you want to watch Markiplier just fail like several times in a row, and then watch Jack fail a bunch of times too, because it's just an amazing video. But the video itself is not what I'm talking about. I picked up the game myself. It's like at the time of this recording, it may still be on sale on Steam. Probably about $5 for that, plus a bunch of other ones as well. So if you want to try it and be a masochist, go ahead, be my guest. So what it is basically, you've seen those games. What was it? It was like Cooking Simulator or whatever the fuck it was, where you have two hands and you have individual controls of each finger and all that. It's one of those. And the things you could do, like the ones they showed, that like you can throw a grenade, you can load a gun, you can defuse a bomb, you can, I think the last one is throw a rocket launcher or something. Throw a rocket launcher? Load a rocket launcher. And I say rocket launcher, it's really an RPG. Rocket-propelled grenade. But the point is, you can do all of this, and what they were doing, the object was to pretty much blow each other up. But getting the hands to work and the controls to work is just, it is an exercise in, oh my god, I want to rip every hair out of my body and feed it to wolves. I don't have wolves that live nearby. I think they're coyotes. But, but it's relatively cheap if you want to give it a try, and if you want to try and get good at it, that's more than I can say. But if it's still on sale, the game alone is like $1. And I think out of a sale, I think it's like less than $10. So if you really want to throw money at it, you're not really wasting a lot. But I wouldn't recommend it if you don't have the patience for it. But if you got the patience for it and you get the hang of it, I don't see why it wouldn't be a bad thing. I mentioned there are some other ones, but they're all mostly just multiplayer games that, that just kind of I couldn't get too much into them because there's not really a solo campaign for those, as far as I saw. But anyway, yeah, Hand Simulator. Yeah, so now I'm going to hand simulate back to the rest of the show. See ya. And we are back from our break. And I don't know what I said in the break segment there, but I guess it was good. So we're just going to hop right into the news. First comes out of Clearwater, Florida.
Oh wait, that's the Castle Super Beast one. News.
Something like that. A group of protesters gathered outside a Pinellas County Courthouse on Monday, calling for gyms to reopen in the state of Florida. Because there's no other possible way you could exercise, I'm sure. Gyms have been closed since Governor Ron DeSantis issued a statewide safer-at-home order last month, which he should have done a lot sooner, but that's neither here nor there, to slow the spread of the coronavirus. That executive order expired when the state started the first phase of reopening last week. But Florida's gyms, at this point, aren't allowed to reopen until the state reaches Phase 2 of the governor's reopening plan. A group of 20 to 30 people gathered outside the Pinellas County Courthouse in Clearwater on Monday to protest that, calling for gyms to reopen now so employees can get back to work and customers can return. Fucking Karens. The protesters held signs and waved flags outside the courthouse. At a few points, they hit the sidewalk pavement to do push-ups and squats. Two things. One, you're proving the point that you can exercise without a gym. And two, you are in Clearwater. Clearwater is kind of more in the shaft to the head. I don't remember exactly where in Florida it is, but it's further south than where I am. And even up here, it can get up into the 80s or 90s, and you're doing squats and push-ups. Push-ups is what I'm getting at. On presumably hot surfaces. Even if you use a mat, that mat heats up quickly. Mm-hmm. That's gotta not feel good. So
I don't have anything on that second point, but I have something on the first point.
Okay.
They don't care.
Well, yeah.
They don't care and have never cared about hypocrisy.
This is true.
And the idea that they can be defeated by pointing out said hypocrisy is infuriating now.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's the main Democrat strategy right now, and it sucks. Like a great post I saw was Republican. Okay, you're going in the camps now, and then a Democrat pointing out that they used the wrong "your" and that being it.
Yeah, just
My philosophy has become, who gives a shit? People are dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of also where this also falls in too, in terms of these guys protesting. Oh, we want our gyms opened. Fuck your gyms.
You don't. I guarantee not one of those motherfuckers will set foot in a gym.
Yeah.
They're probably paid off.
Yeah, probably. Because a lot of this, for I don't remember if I mentioned it last week, but I'm mentioning it here anyway. A lot of this is astroturfed. By that I mean a bunch of rich motherfuckers paid a bunch of poor motherfuckers to protest for them. Because they're too much of fucking cowards to do it themselves. If you're gonna protest something, do it yourself.
Yeah.
And I saw a great post from Ken Jennings, the former Jeopardy champion. He was responding to Elon Musk, saying that Musk is gonna go on the front lines, and if anyone should get arrested, it's him. And he said, "quote I hate that I'm agreeing with Elon Musk, but I agree. We should arrest Elon Musk."
Yes. And the article does note that, according to DeSantis' current plan, gyms will be allowed to reopen in Phase 2, but will be limited to 75% capacity. They'll also have to adhere to strict protocols when it comes to social distancing and sanitation. Now, I should also note here, we are in Phase 1 in Florida, which means, you can go to a restaurant as long as you don't exceed the 25% capacity for staying in.
Yeah.
Which I'm still not doing, even though I really want to go get some Mama Roses. But that's also in a different state. I don't know how Alabama's doing it. Alabama, I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama's like, no, y'all come on in, let's do this. Without just wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart. Come on in. And a lot of people won't do that because they're fucking idiots. Yeah. These guys, though, it's like, like Rosen and I mentioned, most likely astroturfed. A lot of these protests likely are. Most people don't really give a shit. There's only one definitive solution to this problem, and I can't say what it is because it would get me in massive trouble. But you know what I'm implying. So the idea would be let Darwin take its course.
No, I mean towards the GOP politicians.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there is a certain punishment for traitors to this country.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
They all deserve my favorite Death Grips song. Let's put it that way, or the first Metallica album.
Pretty much. So Michelle, what do you have to think? Because it seems like Rosen and I kind of got our things out of the way already.
Okay, one, protests are stupid. I mean, there are good protests, but in this situation, protests are stupid.
Yeah.
Two, I don't know. I think I posted it. It was like this whole thingy, we are going to globally protest on this day, on this date, and between these times, go to your public areas and do this thing, and we'll record it and you post it up. And I had the idea of doing a counter protest where you film yourself at home and say why you're not going outside during these specific specified times. But that didn't really get probably back.
Yeah.
Fine. But there was a thread that I saw which had all these different protests around the States. And it was literally, you're the only country doing this. And someone pointed out, well, actually, Germany did this. And apparently there was 3,000 people gathered in a park. And England did this. Now, to the England one, there was apparently 20 people who did a group hug outside the Met Office. That's the Metropolitan Police.
Mm-hmm.
And when asked nicely to please disperse, they did. Apparently one person was arrested. I'm not sure why. But 20 people group hugged, told to leave, left. Apparently there was another one in a park somewhere where it was literally 10 mums and probably their kids. In a park, and that was apparently considered a protest as well.
Wow.
But England did it too, so it makes it okay that America did it.
Yeah.
It's at a certain point we need to accept that America has just become okay with being subjugated by their own government.
Yeah.
And I say that as England has literal state-controlled news, and it's not as bad here.
It's not that state-controlled. I get what you're talking about the BBC.
That's what I'm saying. It's not as bad as England, which has literal news funded by the state.
Not actually funded by the state, it's funded by the people. The BBC is paid by you pay a TV license, which obviously that goes to the government, and the government pays it, but it's still the people that pay it. I mean, the government just like the go-between. Like,
See, this is what I mean. Americans are idiots.
I mean, now, if you want really state-run media that's not American, go look at Russia, comrade.
Yeah. Probably China as well, don't they?
Probably. But I'm not going to do that accent because that would be super racist.
It's less racist when it's white people.
It's less racist when it's Russian, yeah?
Yeah.
Comrade. So
I'm the machine, and I fuck cats.
Oh no!
What?
I've shown you that bit, right?
Probably have, but oh lordy.
Bert Kreischer talking about his excursion in Russia, knowing very little Russian.
I think so.
And he goes up to the Russian mafia and he goes, "I am the machine."
And our next story comes to us still in Florida, Orlando. Yay! I lived in the area when I worked at Disney on their college program. I got plenty of family there. None of them were involved this time.
Yeah.
The Orlando Police Department is seeking a man who pulled out a gun at a Publix on Saturday. The man pulled out a gun at the deli counter of the store on South Kirkman Road following an argument with another patron, police said. I think I've been down that road. No shots were fired and nobody was injured, but the incident caused patrons and employees to flee the store, police said. Also, on a very unrelated note, I think that's near SeaWorld. The suspect also fled, according to police. A second man inside the store was also armed, but he drew out his weapon as protection for his life after hearing about another armed man inside the store, police said. After review of the store video, no charges are pending against the second armed man, police said. So, what was... Wow! What were you all arguing about? Were you just not... Were you wanting... Is the Publix deli really that good? I honestly don't know. We got a Publix in nearby Dothan, and I've yet to go to their deli. So, is it that good? I mean, I just don't know. I really don't. It's just weird. Why would you pull a gun? Did he insult your wife? Which is also not a reason to pull out your gun, by the way.
But what the fuck?
Yeah. Just dude. Why? And the other guy is like, "Oh shit, there's a gun. Draw out my gun." Like, yeah.
I mean, I kind of get that when someone has a gun and you want to prevent people from dying.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what this guy was thinking.
No. Probably, he's thinking about saving his own damn ass. Which is fair. But but still, it's like this
everyone's kind of an asshole here.
Yeah. I mean, the second armed man, less so.
Yeah.
Considering, it's like, yeah. But I'm glad no shots were fired, because it's like, what would have happened? How would a shootout have been? Would people have died? Had to go to the hospital, which is already overcrowded thanks to the coronavirus? What would have happened? You stupid fuck. And I mean the suspect, not the second guy. Just, wow. Because Publix deli apparently is just that damn important. Apparently. Michelle, we're starting with you this time. What do you think?
Okay, my first thought, and I know technically there were already two government specified, but this is one weird ass Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
It's like, also, is deli in your, like, is it just like cold meats and cheese, or do they make sandwiches as well?
I think it depends on the deli.
Oh, okay.
Like, for example, the deli at a Walmart, which, okay, take with a grain of salt, they have like your meats and cheeses, but they also serve chicken at the deli.
Oh, yeah.
Like whole ass chickens in chicken pockets.
Oh yeah, we've got that kind of thing. We've like a hot chicken counter.
Yeah. So again, I don't know about a Publix. I'm assuming it's similar.
Because, I mean, the only scenario I could think of if they do like sandwiches and such as well is they got his order wrong and he overreacted like hella.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he was arguing with another patron. So
think we need more information. It's all stupid.
I think we do too. Hey, click Orlando. Come on. Get us more info, man. I mean, the article was posted on the 9th. It's been 2 or 3 days. Although, quite honestly, I could have just looked and updated. but usually they don't update, so.
Yeah. I mean, my personal thing is I'm uncomfortable with the idea of guns anyway, so the whole situation is ick for me. But it's still like, why? This escalated quickly. Like, whatever it was, it escalated fast.
Yeah. Rosen, what do you have to say?
I got nothing.
He's got nothing. That's fair. So, okay. Michelle, I'm assuming you've never had Whataburger.
No.
No.
I'm assuming it's a burger place of some description, but
yes.
Not that.
Rosen, you've traveled around the country a little bit. Have you ever had Whataburger?
I have not.
You have not had Whataburger.
Nope.
I am the only one of us that has had Whataburger, and
But I know where this is going.
Yeah, there is a Whataburger actually relatively close to me, but that's not where I'm going. This is not out of Lynn Haven, Florida. This is out of San Antonio, Texas. Oh, and another place I used to live, Army Brat. A woman is facing a criminal mischief charge after losing her temper in the Whataburger drive-thru line and causing damage to another customer's vehicle, according to an arrest affidavit. Andrea Santarelli, or Santarelli, I don't know if she's... no, I think she's white, so it's Santarelli. 19, damaged another vehicle while in the drive-thru at the Whataburger located on Southwest Loop 410, which Southwest, probably haven't passed it very often. According to officials, she was arrested May 9th. According to the affidavit, 3 other cars were ahead of the victim when she noticed a white Nissan driven by Santarelli try to cut in front of her in line. This is also why I don't like the McDonald's double drive-through thing. It's such a pain in the ass. But that's neither here nor there. Other cars wouldn't let the vehicle in front of them, which is why she got in front of the victim, officials said. When Santarelli got in line, her vehicle struck the front left panel of the victim's vehicle, causing damage. Officials say Santarelli then got out of her vehicle and confronted the victim in her car, yelling, "You hit my car!" The victim told police she couldn't move her vehicle due to the line. So Santarelli got in line. Her vehicle struck the front left panel of the victim's vehicle. The victim's vehicle got hit. So Santarelli, and I'm saying it out like this because when I first read it, it took me a moment. I was like, wait, this is oh, okay. So Santarelli hit the victim's car, and she's getting out, and she's cursing out the victim. You victim-blaming motherfucker. Santarelli walked away before returning to the victim's window, saying, "All for Whataburger. Well, I'm going to return the favor," before raising her right arm and scraping the top of the victim's vehicle with an unknown object as she walked to the rear, according to the affidavit. The woman also scraped the back portion of the victim's vehicle, and the victim told police she was afraid for her safety and stayed inside her vehicle. Well, yeah, when you've got an over-entitled white teenager, she's 19, teenager, going through and doing something to your vehicle with something that's sharp enough to leave a mark, yeah. Better safe than sorry. Once the live moved, the victim finished going through the drive-thru line, pulled over while on the phone with the police officer. Officer was en route to the restaurant, and the victim said Santarelli exited the drive-thru, drove past her vehicle, and left before authorities arrived. The victim gave police Santarelli's license plate number, and authorities were later able, I rented this tongue, to track her down. Santarelli confirmed to police she was angry in the drive-thru and caused damage to the victim's vehicle by scraping it with a belt buckle. And the damage amounted to about $2,067.
Woo!
And she is currently facing a charge of criminal mischief. And Whataburger says dining rooms won't open just yet, in case you were wondering. So, obviously you can get drive-thru. So, how did that work out for you? How did that work out for you, Miss Santarelli? All of that, just because you wanted to get in front of somebody in the Whataburger further. All because you wanted to cut in line. Like I said before, when McDonald's started doing like the two line there that merges into one, most of the times I've done it, it's been not too bad. But then you have busy times, which this obviously was. It's San Antonio. You know, some people get out of things. And that's assuming this particular Whataburger had 2 lines going into their thing. But either way, even if, even if, like, somebody was, even if, like, the victim was in the wrong and was trying to cut ahead of this other person, which, according to this article, no, it was Santorelli who was in the wrong. Even then, there's no justifying coming out and damaging another vehicle with anything, let alone a belt buckle. Which, by the way, if you think a belt buckle couldn't hurt a fucker, you've never been hit in the face by one. I haven't. I personally haven't, but I've seen enough damage,
Yeah.
Yep.
I can make the assumption, because, it's hard as metal and it's coming at you really fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just, god damn. Also, Whataburger is good, but it ain't that good. Alright? No food is worth doing shit like that. Now you're paying over $2,000, which you probably don't have. I'm gonna guess. So you played yourself.
Yeah.
Rosen, start off with us.
Huh?
What do you have to say?
What do you want to say? It's just, why? Why would you do this thing?
Because she is an entitled white woman.
I'm so very tired.
Yeah. And also, I have to correct myself, because I took a second look at the article, because a little behind the scenes, I put them all in a file. But I have to take a look. She's not an entitled white woman. She is a person of color. Oops. Sorry. I am. But that is also the same kind of attitude you would see from an entitled white woman.
Yeah.
She's just impatient and entitled.
Yes.
At the very least, impatient. So, yeah. Good thing I caught it now and not later, after I had several million people be like, "Hey, she was a white idiot." Oh, okay. Good thing I caught it now. And I am not afraid to fuck up and admit I fucked up and say, "Hey, that was wrong," and we move on. Yep. That forms an apology of some sort. Even, probably more of a sincere apology than certain people that we've known over the years. And if you think I'm talking about that, yes.
I have a story. I don't know if it's being covered, but I think it's worth talking about.
Okay. Michelle, before we get to that, Michelle, what do you have to say about this particular story?
So, I'm going to call her Jessie because she hasn't got a name and it helps my head. Mm-hmm. So, Jessie was minding her own business, got rammed up the arse by Santorelli. Santorelli came up and said, "What the fuck have you just done to my car?" Is that what it like?
Pretty much.
Then Santorelli then damaged Jessie's car further.
Yeah.
The fuck?
That's about accurate.
Yeah. That's how I got out. That's what I got out of it.
I mean, what else? I mean, Rosen's right. What else can you say? This is really entitled behaviour. Like how the cars got damaged. Like whether someone's trying to force their way forward or what. Okay, if you're trying to take over, to overtake someone when you're supposed to be in a queue, wait your fucking turn.
It's not even the entitlement that's breaking me about this. It's just the constant frequency.
Yeah.
The shit is constant.
It is.
If I'm understanding this right, there is no way Santorelli was ever in the right.
No.
She was trying to push in, damage the car. Well, she didn't even try to push in. She got upset because, she damaged somebody else's car. You fucked up your previous, even worse. And yet, I still haven't seen it. But I'm reminded of the scene that was in the trailer for Frying Green Tomatoes, where the white rich bitches smash into, they go into the parking spot of the older lady, or the she wanted. And she goes, "Face it, we're younger and faster." And she then backs into their car, does some serious damage. Yeah, but I've got better insurance.
Yeah. Okay, and another thing I've got to kind of correct myself on a little bit. I think her vehicle. I think they were referring to Santorelli. The the victim's vehicle struck the panel. No, I was right. Okay. See, this is just a little insight into what goes on in my brain. So
It also feels like a badly worded article. Like, not. I can understand if Jesse doesn't want to actually be named and is just referred to as the victim, but it does make following the events a little trickier.
Yep.
yeah, a little bit. So, but that's okay. That's okay. I think we're good now.
Yeah.
So what is the story you've got to share, Rosen?
Have you heard about Quibi?
Oh God, that's right. Oh, I meant to bring it up, but I could. But I ran out of time in gathering things. Wasn't that the? Okay, let's see if I got this right, because I'm going by memory here. It is one of those streaming services that you have to pay. You know, of course, like Netflix, Disney Plus, whatever. But you can only watch it on your phone.
Yep.
And one of the things that stuck out to me was one of their original productions involved Anna Kendrick going on a road trip with a sex doll.
Yep. But
That is sentient.
there's also the Sam Raimi directed movie about a woman who is obsessed with her golden arm to the point of dying for it.
I saw that. Like,
And a new season of
what?
Reno 911. But that's not what gets me about Quibi. Quibi is designed terribly.
Mm-hmm.
It's $1.8 billion, and it's 11-minute shows that they want you to watch on your phone only, and you can't screen cap it.
Oh, bullshit. Oh, trust me. Oh, wait. Oh, on the phone only. Does that mean you can't even AirPlay it to, like, an Apple TV?
As far as I know, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh. Who is behind Quibi?
Oh, Silicon Valley.
Okay, that's a little too broad. Person in
Jeffrey
charge.
Katzenberg.
Jeffrey Katzenberg. Oh, that's right. He's one of those fuckers that's been attached to Disney. Hey, Katzenberg, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He was the guy who
know
made
that
Shrek
stuff.
a giant fuck you to Disney.
That's right.
Katzenberg
you made
has been in the
Shrek.
game long enough. You know the game. You know the industry. You know how this shit works.
Yeah.
And you are rich enough and influential enough to hire people who actually, if you don't understand the technology, you can hire a bunch of young people that do
See,
understand the
but
technology.
here's the thing. He's an old white guy. He can only fail upward, so he will probably be fine. But he's currently blaming the pandemic on why Quibi is failing before it even launched.
No, Quibi is failing because A, you have it only on one platform. Not everybody is going to have, because, yeah, even in 2020, not everybody is going to have a smartphone, or at least a smartphone capable of playing the stuff that Quibi wants to put out, which
If
I'm
you
pretty
think
sure
about
is
it-
HD.
There is literally no better time for this to have launched. So the fact
Yeah.
that it's a failure is all on them, because what are people doing right now?
Exactly. I mean, hey, you know what else launched right around the beginning of this pandemic? Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing has sold millions.
It's a record-breaking sales number.
Yeah.
Also, D Plus dropped in England right about the same time we had lockdown begin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it's a massive success there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's doing all right.
I do find it funny that Jeffrey Katzenberg is getting his ass kicked by Disney.
Yes. Yes. Oh, Lordy.
Well, they released Hamilton. What do you think?
Yeah. So
One second, I have a thing related to that I just got to look up.
Katie Weaver puts it best. Putting it out there that I can never consume enough content about Quibi. Have not downloaded it, will not download it. Would love to watch a 14-hour Netflix docuseries deep diving into every single aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because it is a massive train wreck failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give me a second because I'm trying to find the actual correct title. But there was a company, a British film company, they did, that's way too early. They did experiment with like minisodes that was put onto, I think this is when phones were still kind of fat. So it was like really low res videos.
Right.
But the conceit was kind of Death Note-ish, that if you had this app, you could then like, if you, I guess somewhere between Death Note and The Ring, where if you see it or have a thing, you can like then curse someone else.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. That's a shit ton of anime.
That's this is a live action thing. I'm trying to find the actual. Oh, here it is. It's called When Evil Calls. It does it as a TV miniseries. it originally launched as a phone video, like low res, but deliberately low res because of it was playing into its media. It also did, however, release as a edited together movie that you can now buy on DVD. I have watched it. It's not good. It has a 3.7 on IMDb, but it is commercially available, so it is now in other media.
Right.
And it's a very low budget, very low res. Thing.
I would be remiss if I did not mention the fact that they ripped off Everything Is Terrible.
Oh,
for their show,
assholes.
The Memory Hole.
Oh,
Yeah.
those assholes. Oh, not everything is terrible. I mean, the rip-offs.
Yeah.
So yeah, the film is, like I said, it's called When Evil Calls. I think I got the right one.
Oh wait, Quibi is out?
It's been out for a couple months.
I legit thought it hadn't launched. That's how bad a failure this is.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Honestly, same. Because it's like, hey, Quibi. Hey. Oh, wait, that actually is out now. Oh. So it wasn't suffocated in the crib. Okay. It was suffocated in the
what?
playpen.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about Quibi.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just searched Quibi on Twitter to see some burns, like from Dave, from our friend Doggins. When Hamilton. Oh, by the way, we want to do our happy thing now.
We got one more news story.
Okay,
it's
then
going to be
remind me to say the happy thing.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going for, and that's when we can close on. But this one is pretty important, and it's going to piss off people.
Yep.
Cool.
Out of Knoxville, Tennessee, 3 judges, all men. We want to make sure you understand it's all men. Wrote 3 separate but nearly identical opinions, concluding that it is not a crime in Tennessee to film fully clothed women without their consent if they're in public.
We don't need to dwell on this. I don't think.
No.
Like, this is fucking horrifying. We don't need to talk. Like, you know it's fucking horrifying. I know it's fucking horrifying. I don't want to dwell on this. It's fucking depressing.
I don't blame you, but I will add a little context so people know why it came about. The issue arose in the case of an admitted sexual deviant who was convicted of unlawful photography and admitted he stalked women in retail stores and filmed their private areas for sexual gratification.
Yep.
That's how the issue came about, because one man decided he wanted to be a fucking sex pest. Just what the fuck? And this dude, and I'm going to summarize it a little bit more. He has a history of public indecency charges, and these judges say that no one has a right to expect privacy in the digital age. Yes, the fuck we do. I don't give a shit what some backwards judge in Knoxville says. We all do. Okay? It's one thing if you're filming something and people just happen to be going by in the background. That's one thing. Okay? It's one thing if you're if you're filming a vlog, somebody comes in the background, does something funny. Funny background events happen all the damn time.
Yep.
But when you go around and you are literally following somebody around, filming their ass because you think it looks nice, that's where the line gets crossed. It's not so much about privacy as it is about stalking. What this dude was doing was fucking stalking and filming it so he can masturbate to it later. Your imagination should be good enough. You don't need to stalk a fucker. You really don't. And it should not take 3 men to even say anything about this, because everybody should understand that what this little sex pest did is fucking wrong. And while yes, again, going back, funny background events happen all the time, that's incidental. When you are purposefully stalking somebody and recording them, that's a whole different ballpark. That is called stalking. Just goddamn, I really needed to get that out of me too. Just because, and they let him get away with it because expectation of privacy doesn't mean it's criminal. It's still stalking. Stalking is illegal.
So if I go to Tennessee and film a cute guy walking around, then that's totally okay because he's fully clothed and he's in public.
According to these guys.
That wouldn't be hypocrisy if they try to say I can't do that, right?
Oh! If they uphold the law, then that would be the only hypocrisy that would not be in there or whatever. I'm wording well. Point is, fuck these judges, fuck the sex pest, and if you're in Tennessee and somebody is following you, trying to film your ass or whatever else, then I give you my permission to kick the shit out of them.
So I had and this is like not horrifying at all. When I was working in the town centre doing the lit pick, we have a lot of it's a town centre, we have pigeons.
Yeah.
And there's this guy, this photographer, who was taking pictures of the pigeons because they were doing some funny things, and he happened to catch me in a few of the pictures where the birds are actually sort of doing stuff and they're flapping around. It's all kind of action poses. And so that happened, and then like the next couple of days afterwards, he approached me very carefully. He's like, and like because obviously because I'm wearing high vis, I'm public anyway. This is what I said about customer service stuff. People do approach us to ask for directions or advice on stuff, and that's fine. You're like, oh, excuse me, please, can you help? Yes, of course. What can I do for you? That's fine. We're used to that. So he's like, oh hey, I was hoping to see you again. I was like, mildly cautious, like, okay, why? And then he explained that he'd taken these pictures that he happened to catch me in, and would I like copies? And he showed me them on his camera. I was like, oh, actually, yeah, those are kind of neat. So basically, I gave him the contact details so he could send them to me. And he sent me those pictures, and I have no contact with him ever since. I think he like walked past me again a couple of times afterwards, sort of waved, said, "Hey, how's it going?" But that's it. So even like stuff like that, where it's like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." Now, theoretically, obviously he knew he would see me again because I was working in that area. It's possible that maybe it's a holidaymaker or someone who doesn't regularly go to that area, that you may have caught them or seen something funny or interesting, and you intended to say, hey, I caught you doing this thing, I took a picture, I took some video, would you like a copy of it, or what would you want me to do with it, but never saw that person again.
Yeah.
That's but no, this is not what they're doing.
Right.
They're not doing that. They are like being skeezy on purpose.
Yeah. And that's where the whole, oh, you shouldn't expect privacy. No, maybe not, but I shouldn't expect to be followed around and filmed or photographed like a goddamn wild animal.
Yeah.
So, there is that line. So we're gonna move on from that because we do have the happy news. The happiest fuck news, which is
Casey.
Which we're gonna bring Miss Nightmare in, and she is going to tell us about the good news.
I want you to tell them about the thing that made you happy today.
Yes.
Okay. It turns out that I hope you can hear me. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Trying to.
Yeah, lean in a little closer. Like.
All right. I got woken up this morning. Rosen's mom had texted a news article to me in the morning. And the article, first, when I saw it, it was the Hamilton logo, and I read, Hamilton is coming to Disney Plus July 3rd of this year. Meaning, because it was originally supposed to come out next year, theaters, theatrically. So it means we get Hamilton about a month and a half early.
Mm-hmm.
And makes me happy, especially since they had to push In the Heights, which was Lin-Manuel Miranda's first Broadway musical production adapted into a movie film. They had changed it to next summer because we may not have a summer for movies. So at least I'm happy I get one Lin-Manuel Miranda-based product. It makes me happy.
Yes.
The end.
Yay! So yes, Hamilton fans, all of you listening, we're gonna have it on Disney Plus. We're gonna have it by Independence Day. I think she said 3rd of July, which is going to be great. I honestly have never seen it. I've heard very many good things about it, and honestly, it'll give me a reason to use Disney Plus a little bit more. Mainly because I haven't been using much of the streaming services, mainly because I've just been kind of more antsy than usual. So, but I have it. I've got that Crunchyroll, and a few other things. But yeah, I find it hard sometimes to just sit down on my own to watch something, and hopefully, sitting down watching Hamilton will be a good thing. That'll get me to do that
we can
more.
just watch it together. Like
We can.
We could just do a watch party.
There you go. We can do that.
Just to be clear, it is, as far as I'm aware, just Disney Plus in the States. They did confirm that UK won't have it. So that's a thing. I don't know. No, it's fine. I was already aware of the story, so I'm okay with that. But it's like we still haven't had Onward yet, which okay, fair enough. But we still haven't had Frozen 2 yet. It took forever to get Rise of Skywalker. They did actually release They did release Mandalorian week by week when most people in Europe have seen it already. It's like, really? So, that's something to do. My big gripe with Disney Plus, I'm used to getting staggered releases. I'm used to not having things at the same time as America or like the country of origin. I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
The thing that's kind of bugging me right now is they're not releasing season 2s of things. So, like the old school stuff, like your Gargoyles, your X-Men, stuff like that, that has like the whole complete thing. But things like Big Hero 6, the remake of DuckTales, Three Caballeros, they're not releasing the season 2s.
Speaking of DuckTales,
yes,
apparently the entire writing staff are fans of Southern California indie wrestling.
Oh yeah, they recently did a wrestling episode.
Yes, and they based Dewey's design on SoCal mainstay Joey Ryan.
Nice.
So if by some miracle I end up being a character design or a voice actor on like season 10, that'd be why. This is obviously a joke, but
yeah,
that would be amazing though if it happened.
Yeah, that will be awesome.
So yeah, that's my main gripe. Is like release the season 2s. Like all the rest of the stories.
Yeah.
Oh, for DuckTales, it's out of it's out of order on Disney Plus, right?
It is.
I don't even
yeah. It's like
I'm more about Big Hero 6 at the moment.
Well, there you go.
Big Hero 6, the series is amazing. If you haven't seen it already, go watch it.
Yes. So
that
that
next D series as well. It's not even exclusive.
You
know, I don't know. It's just So not having certain releases is a little bit frustrating, but I'm used to it. But certain things, come on, just give us them.
Yeah. So with that, we are going to get out of here for this week, and provided everything works out, we should have a curtain call for you for this week.
I have a meeting in half an hour, so
yeah.
I'm easy.
So yeah, we will try and have that for you this week. Again, apologies for not having one last week. That's on me. Didn't reschedule in time because, well, just I have no excuse. I derped. I dropped the ball. So at any rate, Rosen, where could we find you on the internets?
Find me on Twitter and Patreon and Twitch at Rosenthorn. Twitter and Twitch with the underscore. Always with an E at the end, though. Other places, I imagine.
Yeah. Don't you have a Twitch channel or something? Or
I said Twitch.
Oh, you did say Twitch.
Twitter.
See, that's how well my brain is working right now.
I said Twitch, Twitter, and Patreon.
Yeah. See?
Are you on the YouTubes or?
Not really.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Speaking of YouTubes, where can we find you, Michelle?
You can find me on the YouTubes and on Twitter at Phoenix11. That's PHEONIX11. Although I have recently discovered there's another Phoenix11 that is like something before their name, and they got a couple of dots. But it's a picture of like a cartoon lady with flamey wings. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And if you find lots of unboxings, you found the right channel.
There you go. And as for me, let me make sure I've got everything that I do, because I've got a bunch. Oh dear. You can find me on the Twitters, the Tumblrs, the YouTubes, the Twitches, the Instagrams, all at Gomer21XX. You can find my material as well as other fine shows and comics and other and articles and all that over at rtgomer.com. And of course, if you want to find me on Facebook, just look up Gomer the Ranting Thespian. There you go. And I put the thing in the middle, but I'm going to mention it here again. If you like the show, and you want to help support the show, please consider going to patreon.com/Gomer21XX. You will get all of these shows at minimum of a day early, shows and other things. And I have been working on some Let's Play videos that I'm going to release. I'm going to put on a schedule and release periodically. I'm still deciding on a lot of that. But patrons will get those first before anybody else, and minimum for that is just $1, honestly. And here's the thing: with as many followers as I have on social media, if everybody pitched in $1, I wouldn't have to worry about going back and doing any other kind of work, long after all of this is over. So, but I do understand, times are tight, and if you can't, that is fine. That is something I do want to stress, that I don't think I have stressed enough. Is I number one, I do appreciate everybody who is able to support me on Patreon. That I do want to say out there publicly, and I also want to say, if you can't, or if you need to back out or whatever, especially in times like this, it's okay. I will be okay. I will still be doing this as long as I am able. So, but if you can and you want to, it would honestly, it would mean the world to me. Not just for the financial thing, but also it shows me, hey, you really support me enough to throw money at me. So
you really like me.
Yeah, basically. So it's both, again, monetarily and emotional thing as well. So but again, I do want to make sure this is stressed. If you can't, it's okay. It really is. Yeah. Really is. So with that, we are going to get out of here, and until next week, this is Gomer, the Ranting Thespian, with Michelle and Rose and Thorn, signing off.
Bye.
Bye.